Welcome back to LEGO Wars and Heat B of Series 2. Last time out we saw the 1st and 16th seeds Panic Attack and Chompy clean up the group before the latter claimed a close victory over the defending champs. This week sees the 3rd seeds Petunia returns to the arena out to claim that domestic title to go alongside their international trophy. Before that they have to contend with the 14th seeds Detonator, the bot they controversially beat on the road to international glory. Let's introduce the full field for tonight.
First, from Anapoloa in the Netherlands, the number 3 seed, Petunia.
The Dutch clutcher Petunia returns to the war zone with that powerful beak once again to crush its opposition.
From Snodland, the number 14 seed, Detonator.
The lean, mean green machine enters the main competition for the first time, armed as always with its trusty lifting arm.
From East Harling, Shatterstar.
The fastest track machine in the series, Shatterstar aims to rain down the pain with its sharpened axe.
From Brighton, 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous.
After a close fight in the qualifiers, Jeff will hope to beat the tolerance into the heat with its improved rainbow bar. We begin tonight's action with the 3rd seeds Petunia taking on the qualifiers 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous. Let the fighting begin.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
This should be a really good crunch, this one. Petunia, clearly the favourite, seeded 3rd, and a very, very formidable machine. Of course, they not only came 3rd in the last series of LEGO Wars, but they also won the first international championships for RoboNerd 2020 last year, so definitely the favourites, but don't count 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous out. They beat Frenzy in their qualifiers. Via the judges, yes, but they did cause a lot of damage, and damage done there to Petunia's front wedge, or was it? That's a good design feature on Petunia, you know. It deflects spinners really well. It's well designed, it's well built. There's a reason it came 3rd last time around, although they're not really managing to get to grips here until that moment there. Now that's a more effective attack there from Petunia, grabbing a hold of one of the wheels. Can they pry that wheel off? They're trying desperately, but 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous managing to get away. It looks like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart has gone even crazier. And we all know how crazy Rainbow Road is, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? But for me, Petunia is definitely the more control of these 2 robots so far. Trying to sort of sandwich them in, but 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous' spinner is quite devastating. However, it is being deflected until that moment there! Damage caused to the front wedge! Now, will that sway it? If this does go to the judges, that could potentially be a pivotal moment in this battle. And the number 3 sees Petunia look worried. They're now grabbing a hold of 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous again, though. Just crumpling in on the top there. I'm not too sure how much damage is being done. Certainly, the more damage has been done to Petunia by 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous. But Petunia now really trying hard and have managed to pry away the top panel. Look at that! Well, anything you can do, I can do better, I guess. Goodness me. And now the very internals are exposed. This started off as a bit of a tentative fight and has really become quite a grueling encounter now for both machines. 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous taking a little bit more damage there, but trying to bring that spinner in. I think the claw on Petunia is a little bit bent as well. This is really such a grueling fight between 2, let's be honest, very, very good robots. 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous really have made improvements since the last series. Petunia, they haven't really had many updates. Maybe that's what could be failing them here in this fight. They didn't prepare themselves for a newer breed or a newer pedigree of robot. The rest of that front wedge is being bent and buckled as well. This is a really close back and forth fight. It could well go to the judges, and if it does go to the judges, I tell you what, it will be close, and I wouldn't want to be a judge. Who's done the more damage? Who's been the more aggressive? Who's been the most in control? Because Petunia's having its face stoved in at the moment. Look at it. Then again, there's not really much of that rainbow theme left on 2 Jeff, 2 Fabulous. But I think the only part of it that's left is the bar itself. We're in the final 6 seconds, and it is going to go to the judges. What an opening fight for this heat this was. And I tell you what, the number 3 seed Petunia, they will look worried as this goes to the judges. Not really too sure who's got this one. You see, Petunia did start these stronger, the more aggressive certainly, definitely the more controlled of the 2. Managing to use that front wedge to effect, but then the front wedge got smashed off, and whilst Petunia did some more damage later on in the fight, I think towards the end, 2Jeff 2 Fabulous was definitely the more aggressive, and maybe even the more controlled, managing to get good shots on the wheels there. This is going to be really tight for the judges. Let's see what they say.
And the winner by unanimous decision is 2Jeff 2 Fabulous. With that exciting upset in the books, let's turn our attention to the first rematch of the night between Shatterstar and the 14th seed's Detonator.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So Detonator charging forward, trying to get that lifter into place, but Shatterstar immediately knocking pieces of armour off Detonator. Oh goodness me! Look at the armour going flying straight away. That axe on Shatterstar, you know, it's not the quickest, but it's definitely powerful, and the point can really get in there and pry apart those Lego pieces, which is what you were looking for. They've also got great traction with those tracks. They've got those really low forks that just graze across the arena floor. This could be a robot to watch out for in this series of Lego Wars. This could be a real new up-and-comer, a dark horse if you will. Detonator and number 14 seeds are struggling and struggling hard, trying to get that lifter in, but the lifter's not even touching the floor. I wonder if there's problems with the lifter so far. Not too sure. Shatterstar, is their track okay? It looks a little bit wonky there, the track, and now Detonator managing to get the lifter in on the track and pry it up in the air. Look at that! And I think Shatterstar, despite dominating the first half of this fight, are now in real problems. Oh no, they're okay. Oh, for a minute there I thought that track had gone. It's not running smoothly though, is it? But look at that, one of the cams has come off now. And Shatterstar, oh what a shame. It started so well for them. And now it's all gone horribly wrong. A track malfunction. You could argue Detonator did the main damage, actually getting their lifting arm in there. Not too sure. But the pit has now been lowered courtesy of Detonator. And Shatterstar, surely it's only a matter of time until they end up down the pit. Oh no, they're okay again! A sudden power spurt once again, but look at the track. Oh dear. Well, it's somehow still moving, which is pretty impressive. Wait a minute, no way! No way they're going to do this! What a comeback this would be! If Shatterstar can get Detonator down the pit of oblivion, they're right on the edge. Has it cut out once again, though? I think it might have. Down comes the axe. And down goes Detonator. I don't believe it. Shatterstar win via KO and get 3 points. Goodness me, well, it all happened in that fight, didn't it? Shatterstar definitely starting the stronger with that axe, knocking bits of Detonator flying, using good pushing power and traction as well, and control. But as you can see, it's about here, look. The track starts to go wonky. Detonator then does a killing blow on the track, practically pries it off, releases the pit. They think they've won it, but then Shatterstar with a random power spurt, shoving them towards the pit of oblivion, and eventually knocking them down. What an upset.
With that close victory, Shatterstar shoots to the top of the leaderboard. Time will tell though if they can keep up that momentum. For now though, Detonator is back in action again, this time against the second place in the table, 2Jeff 2 Fabulous.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Detonator and number 14 seeds will have to work hard here. They're currently on 0 points after that KO loss. 2Jeff 2 Fabulous. Meanwhile, goodness me! One hit, basically completely deshelling Detonator. Look at that! And you can hear the Ukrainian hopes and dreams dwindling now already. 2Jeff 2 Fabulous, of course, scored 2 points for their judges' decision win over Petunia. That was a heck of a fight, wasn't it? I don't think this one's going to be quite as close. Oh dear. Still, it could be worse. Detonator actually surviving these hits quite well, it must be said. And actually on the offensive there as well, trying to get that lifter underneath, but not managing to just yet. Detonator, are they okay? Oh, there's barely movement, but they are okay. Yeah. Oh dear, more damage being done. Look at the base as well. The whole chassis is starting to be pried apart. 2Jeff 2 Fabulous. Now they've gone back to the drawing board and they have come back with a formidable machine, haven't they? They really have worked hard in improving it for this series of LEGO Wars. And I'll be honest, I would be surprised if it didn't go to the top 16 at this rate. But we have seen crazier things happen. We saw a LEGO make it to the top 4 in the last series, for example. Oh dear, I'm going to get in trouble for that one, aren't I? There's a reason they don't pay me. Detonator. Look at it. There's nothing left, but it's still going. Not only is it still going, but I think Jeff 2 Fabulous' spinner seems to have stopped working as well. And now Detonator pressuring them against the side wall and on the offensive and could well make a comeback, you know. There's plenty of time left in this fight, so they could do, although more armour falling off. Jeff 2 Fabulous practicing his waitering skills there. Oh, fantastic. Going for the pit button, failing to get it released on that attempt, and Detonator stopping them from going for the pit button, remembering what happened in the last fight, perhaps. And on the attack again, Jeff 2 Fabulous. I think their weapon has definitely stopped working here. It's not spinning, it's not causing anything, and now Detonator coming back strongly and could well swing it. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, like I've said. Detonator really laying the pressure in on him now, and this is a fantastic fight. What I thought would be a grueling fight for Detonator has actually gone on to become a very close back and forth hard-hitting contest with Jeff 2 Fabulous on the ropes towards the end. I'm just wondering if all the damage done early on will be too much for Detonator to come back from. I'm honestly not too sure. This is good aggression as well here by Jeff 2 Fabulous towards the end of this fight, but Detonator now again trying to get around the back, get underneath, but not managing to on that attempt or that one. Really, really close. Good driving from both these machines. And we're in the final 10 seconds. Well, I'll tell you what, Detonator have done much better than I thought they were going to at the early stages of this fight. We're in the final 3 seconds. And this one is going to go to the judges. And that in itself is commendable. What a fight that was. I tell you what, at the beginning of this fight, when that happened, I honestly thought Detonator was going to be gone within the next few moments. But it kept on going. Jeff 2 Fabulous, of course, causing horrendous damage. And look at the damage there. Absolutely phenomenal. And again, just more and more pieces flying off. But then, there, look, the spinner stopped. And Detonator started coming back strongly towards the end. And was definitely the more aggressive. This is going to be a close one.
And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Jeff 2 Fabulous. With a second win by judges' decision, Jeff goes to the top of the standings on 4 points, while despite picking up their first point, Detonator looks perilously close to be the first seed to crash out. Our next matchup of the night will be Petunia against Shatterstar.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So Petunia will definitely start off as the favourites for this one, being the number 3 seed, although they are currently 2 points behind Shatterstar. Shatterstar, of course, with 3 points due to that KO victory in the last round on Detonator. But Petunia, of course, lost the judge's decision in the end. Trying to get that crusher, and I'm just wondering how tasty those tracks will be for the Dutch clutch Petunia. Oh, but they're on the spikes now. Has that done anything? No, it really hasn't, has it? Let's be honest. Those spikes have done absolutely nothing. Shatterstar's axe, a few little love taps there onto Petunia. Bit tentative this fight so far. They're both just sort of feeling each other out, seeing where the weak spots are. Petunia going for the pit release button, so they must be confident that they can outpush Shatterstar and get them down the pit. Now, bringing the claw down, trying to get a hold of those tracks. Oh, but Shatterstar able to get away. Good driving there by Shatterstar. Oh! One of the front forks has been bent upwards, though. And is that... No, there's my answer. I was going to say, is that a serious bit of damage? But obviously not. It fell straight back down again, as most wedgelets would do, I guess. Shatterstar struggling to move off the stopping point here, though. And Petunia, definitely the more aggressive at the moment. Shatterstar, those tracks trying to gain grip, but not really getting much on the LEGO Wars floor. And Petunia with a good heave-ho push backwards. And at the moment, Shatterstar, I think, are on the verge of the big drop into the abyss known as the Pit of Oblivion. If Petunia can aim properly, yes they can. Down the pit they go, and Petunia managed to get 3 points. Oh, they've gone in themselves, though Shatterstar definitely went in first. And that's a KO victory for Petunia. Well, it was a bit tentative, that fight, I must be honest. Shatterstar starting strong, pushing Petunia back and getting the axe again a few times. That was a pretty vital shot there into the gubbins of the Crusher. They even managed to get Petunia on the arena spikes there as well. But then Petunia hit the pit button. They were obviously confident they could get them down the pit, and eventually were able to, shoving them across the arena. They got them stuck on the edge of the pit and eventually down into it, even though they followed them themselves. Petunia win.
Here's how the table looks going into our final two matchups. Petunia and 2Jeff2 Fabulous are both on 4 points, with the latter ahead on countback, while Shatterstar and Detonator look to be on their way out with 3 and 1 points respectively. Let's see if Shatterstar's technical gremlins have been rectified in their final fight against 2Jeff2 Fabulous.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So there's a lot riding on this battle, believe it or not. Both machines. Only 1 point in it. 2Jeff2 Fabulous currently on 4 points. Meanwhile, Shatterstar on 3. So Shatterstar gets a good win here. They will be in the top 16. There is no doubt about that. And good attacking here by Shatterstar, actually. Shoving them into the sidewall. 2Jeff2 Fabulous now can't spin up, you see, because their spin has been pinned against the arena sidewall. The axe of Shatterstar not really doing much damage to the top, though. Just a few little love pecks, really. 2Jeff2 Fabulous is spinning bar, definitely the more devastating of these weapons, although it hasn't done any damage yet. Oh! Good shot there, though, onto the tracks! Just as I said, that was a beautiful snipe shot by 2Jeff2 Fabulous, and now tearing off the wedge and the forks, and oh dear! Things have gone very, very wrong for Shatterstar very, very quickly, and that is a shame. They started this heat so well! Oh dear! They started this heat so well, and by the end of it, they've been reduced to rubble. They've been absolutely torn limb from limb. Their tracks are gone, their wedge is gone, their drive's gone, their hope is gone, everything's gone. It's all gone. And they're being counted out. Oh dear. 2Jeff2 Fabulous. This is an improved machine, and that is 3 points secured for them, which will bring them to a total of 7 points, which I think makes them untouchable in this heat. They are definitely in the top 16 now, and this could definitely be one to watch out for. Goodness me. Shatterstar, there's just nothing left of it. Absolutely mullered and dumped into the pit. 2Jeff2 Fabulous go through to the top 16. Well, it started okay for Shatterstar, getting those axe shots in and doing a good tactic, but then look at this beautiful snipe shot from 2Jeff2 Fabulous, and another one tearing off the wedge, before finally ripping off the last track as well. Oh dear, dear me. And then the rest of the wedge, because why not? There's barely anything left of Shatterstar. Absolutely torn to pieces and dumped.
That near-perfect display confirms an incredible turnaround of fortunes for 2Jeff2 Fabulous as they come from being a first-round dropout last year to topping the heat. There's one more place to claim tonight, and it comes down to the fight we've all been waiting for, the rematch between Petunia and Detonator. Will the 14th seeds get their revenge on their controversial loss, or will the Dutch machine rise to victory once again? Let's find out.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So, closing off this heat, it is a battle of the seeds. Detonator seeded 14th, Petunia seeded 3rd, and there's a Vengeance Crunch, the international special of RoboNerd last year, the first one we had. Petunia actually beat Detonator on a judge's decision, but it was very controversial. Many believe Detonator should have won, myself included if I'm honest, but a good attack there by by Petunia, pinning Detonator against the arena side wall, trying to bring the Crusher in. Didn't on that exchange. Petunia now trying to grab a hold of them again, managing to effectively avoid the lifting arm of Detonator. Good aggression and control here by Petunia, pinning them against sidewall again and slightly bending the armor. I think a piece of armor fell off there as well. Petunia definitely in control of this fight, and I would say on top at the moment. Remember, Detonator actually needs to win this via KO to stay in it. They've only got 1 point. Meanwhile, Petunia only need to win via a judge's decision. So it's definitely a beneficial situation for the number 3 seeds. Charging in again. Trying to bring that crusher in. Detonator, of course, will try and get the lifter in, but they're struggling here. You can hear the gears grinding out there. It's a beautiful sound. It's a sound we absolutely love to hear. Okay, it's not exactly Mozart's symphony, but what are you going to do about it? Good driving once again there by Petunia. They're definitely on top for me. And if this was to go to the judges, I would say it would probably go to them. Then again, I'm not a judge. There's a reason for that. I'm a Muppet. Good attack here now by Petunia, grabbing a hold of the weapon of Detonator, but no real major damage was caused. But you can see panel gaps starting to show here in Detonator. You can see bits of armor have definitely been buckled out of shape. Good driving once again by Petunia to grab a hold of them, trying to puncture them, trying to penetrate through the armor, but they're not managing to get through. Really good fight this. I would have to say on control, aggression and damage though, actually, being honest. It is all Petunia. But Detonator now coming back out of nowhere. You see, Detonator does this. It sort of makes a solid comeback towards the end, but it always seems to be a little bit too late. And remember, they need to win this via a KO to keep making enough points to stay in the competition. The pit has been lowered, courtesy of Detonator. Was that a smart move? We've seen that they can be easily pushed by Petunia. Like that, for example. Being pushed back into the corner. Grappled with again. Goodness me, a nice little drag there as well. They managed to get a real good grip in. They managed to pull them away from the side wall. Oh! Detonator very nearly throwing themselves down the pit. That was very, very close. And the damage really starting to show on Detonator. Now look there at the damage to that side of the machine. And Petunia crumpling down into the internals. I'm not sure how much damage was done there. I think this one is going to go to the judges. We're in the final 10 seconds, so even if Detonator wins this fight, they won't make it to the top 16. That's a shame for them.
Cease.
But Cease Called is gone to the judges, and that will be a tough one for them to decide. Not sure which way they're going to sway here. Definitely Petunia showing the more aggression and control throughout. Definitely did the more damage, but Detonator, of course, doing its usual tricks of managing to try and come back. Of course, Petunia did well to control the fight, but Detonator here, you see, like for example there, managing to just get in and get those really good attacks in. Was that enough to sway the judges? I'm honestly not too sure. I genuinely have no idea. It'll be good though.
And the winner by unanimous decision is Petunia. And with that commanding victory, Petunia marches on into the round of 16. After 6 brilliant fights tonight, we've seen the first seeded machine Detonator crash out alongside Shatterstar, while the qualifiers 2Jeff2 Fabulous went undefeated in an excellent showing of speed and destruction. That's all we have time for tonight, but tune in next week when the 5th seeds, the Diddler, return alongside the 12th seeds, Weldor M. For now though, I've been your host, David of Smeg, and we'll see you in the next one.